Every day, our planet faces huge challenges. Climate change, pollution, poverty, and malnutrition are just some of the problems that affect our world. The Earth is changing, and we must all take responsibility for the impact we are having on our environment. But if we are to respect our environment, we must first understand our connection to it. Growing our own food allows us to know exactly where our food comes from and what has gone into it. In an organic garden, gardeners avoid using chemical fertilizers or pesticides and work with nature to produce crops. Growing food organically allows us to understand the relationships that exist between all living things. For 18 months, a team of gardeners, teachers and pupils will work together in 4 primary schools around Ireland. Their aim is to develop organic garden projects that will provide a link between the classroom and the natural environment. By experiencing organic gardening up close, the school pupils will learn the importance of eating healthy and nutritious food and gain a greater understanding of the need to look after their world. Helping the schools to plan and develop their gardens are the Green Team of Ian McGregor and Niamh Ní Dhual. Ian McGregor has been gardening organically for 25 years. From his base at Gertbrack Organic Farm in County Kerry, he has helped to create and maintain a wide range of garden projects.
I think years ago I just felt myself that I had to start in the soil and work out my life from there and work out, feeding oneself is a basic instinct, and that's where I wanted to start, but I'm afraid I never moved on.
Like Ian, Niamh Ní Dhual is a highly experienced organic gardener. She's worked with a variety of community and school gardens and has seen firsthand the benefits of organic gardening.
All food is going to become more expensive, and that's one of the big challenges of kind of getting people to know the value of food and where it's come from or who's grown it.
4 primary schools have been chosen to work on the organic gardening project with the Green Team. Beds will be dug, weeds will be pulled, and lessons will be learned about the life cycle of plants and trees. Additional teaching support will be provided through worksheets that will link garden activities to subjects in the curriculum. From their experience in the school gardens, these pupils will learn the importance of eating healthy food and achieve a greater understanding of the need to look after their own habitat, the Earth. Holy Trinity School in Donamead, County Dublin, has some compost bins, a hedge, trees, and not much else. They're planning to develop an organic garden from scratch that will link the classroom to the great outdoors.
We're going to finish up our garden. We don't know when, but we already have scarecrows up and we're growing potatoes.
Plans are underway at Scoilmhuire na Trócaire in Ardee, County Louth, to convert the school's formal grounds into an organic food-producing garden. Under the watchful eye of school scarecrows, the pupils will learn how plants from the garden end up in the kitchen.
This is one of the main flavours in your chicken stuffing.
In Ballyfermot in Dublin, the pupils of St Michael's Primary School have proved that small is beautiful. Their plan is to utilise extra space in the school grounds to plant an orchard and native woodland. But first they must tackle some vicious invaders that have taken up residence in the vegetable patch.
We found slugs!
Scoil an Linn of Íosa in Prosperous has fully embraced organic gardening into school life. Composting and creating wildlife habitats are part and parcel of life in this County Kildare school.
We're going to put all the food waste in here and then have all the grass and leaves and pieces of branches in here.
Spring is the time for planting and sowing, and this is when work will begin on the Bearfield site at Holy Trinity School. As each organic garden moves through the seasons of spring, summer, autumn and winter, this DVD captures how the organic garden can be used as a teaching resource in the classroom. Spring is a time of growth and renewal and is the season for planting and sowing. It's also the ideal time to start planning and designing a school garden. On the north side of Dublin, Holy Trinity National School in Donamead is taking up the challenge to create an organic garden from scratch. The pupils in 4th class are going to plan and design the new garden with some help from the Green team.
Do you know what a brainstorm is? Yes! Right, well, we're going to brainstorm the school. Now, you all sort of know from global warming and climate change that there's a problem on the planet. So we don't want to come to your school and build an organic garden down in the corner somewhere and grow a few radishes and say, that's fine, now we're doing our bit of growing. What we want to do is look at the whole school, the complete picture, and find everywhere in the school that we can grow vegetables, we can plant fruit and trees and flowers and things. And then you'll have a wonderful, vibrant garden full of, what's the word? Biodiversity. Yes. Which means you can have birds, bugs, beasts, animals, and you can study them. And through them, you can do mathematics in the garden, you can do biology in the garden, and that way you have a beautiful garden which is totally tied into your school curriculum. Is everybody interested in the idea of making a school organic garden? Yeah! Are you all interested in doing the work? Yeah! So that's east, that's west.
4th class brave the cold outdoors to do an audit of the area around the schoolyard.
So what we need to know now is the size of the school.
They're using trundle wheels to measure the size and shape of the school grounds.
So 50 all the way across, you got 50?
Yeah, we got 54.
54.
Ian shows the pupils how to inspect the soil so they can have a better idea about what plants to grow in their new garden. It's also a good idea to look at what's already growing in the school. The pupils have to identify existing trees and plants so they can be incorporated into the new design.
So we'll have a quick look.
What's that tree?
Here's another tree.
Back to the classroom to start drawing up plans for the new garden.
Does your school have any herbs growing?
No.
Does your school have a flower garden? Does your school have an orchard or fruit bushes?
Pupils will use the information from the garden audit to create a design.
Could eventually have the vegetable plots with pathways in some sort of shape. It might just be in straight lines for ease of digging to get plants in the ground. So we'll do, that is number 3, vegetable plot.
The plan for the garden has been decided upon. The pupils will develop a vegetable area and plant native woodland to provide shelter. They also want to make a wildlife pond and plant an orchard. To do a garden audit, you should do the following. Measure the garden area. Take note of where the sunny or shady areas are and where the prevailing wind blows. You should also take into account the plants that are already growing in the garden, like trees or hedgerows. Examine the soil to determine what type of plants will grow best in your garden. Decide what you would like to put into your garden. As well as vegetable beds, you could add a wildlife pond, native woodland or a polytunnel. Use scale drawings to build up a detailed plan of the garden.